Guys, this is the troubling number, though, that we broke on Varney and Company actually yesterday. Home ownership. Home ownership right now at a 15-year low. In fact, only 65% of Americans now own a home. So OwnAmerica CEO Greg Rand is here to talk about this. Greg, I've talked about this a lot in different ways, and I'm calling America the dropout society. We've dropped out of the jobs market. No, really, we dropped out of college. We dropped out of the institution of marriage. We're not having kids anymore. We've given up on the American dream, including that house with the white picket fence. What do you say?
I'm not sure they've given up. I mean, this is fairly predictable. If you think about people losing homes to foreclosure, getting out of homes because of short sales, not buying homes because they're staying home longer with their parents, not buying homes because mortgage standards got tighter. The trending downward of home ownership is explainable, and it's fairly temporary, in my opinion. I don't see a change in demographics that say people don't want to own.
Hold on one second, Greg. You got to be kidding me. I mean, look, how many states is it so much cheaper to own a house than to rent? And why? How could you explain why are people renting when they can actually have ownership of a house, the American dream, or maybe former American dream?
It's a good point, but here's the flip side of this thing is that think of the residential real estate market as the housing business, okay, the housing market, not just the home ownership market. When you've got a surge in investor sales, what you're seeing right now is because of the growth of 4 to 5 million new rental households during this recession, investors are voting with their dollars and showing confidence in a recovery of the housing market eventually, because investor sales were up 65% last year.
We strip out investor sales, though. What does that tell you?
Home buyer sales are down. I think my experience in the housing market has been when the economy is shaky, people freeze. They just stay put, and then when things begin to thaw out, you see the surge come back again. I don't believe we're going to see home ownership rates back where they were for a long time, because a lot of that was artificial. You had people getting mortgages without having the credit, without having the down payment. So we may be finding a new normal in terms of home ownership rates, but don't extrapolate that to mean that demand to own real estate in America has gone away, because a new crowd has come in to fill the void, and that crowd is the
new crowd includes guys like Mark Lanier, though, guys with a lot of money who can afford to make these sort of investments and sit on them for a while, right, Mark? I mean,
there is truth to the fact that the average American can no longer go out there and buy a home. I mean, that's what I'm hearing you say, right?
No, did I say that? I didn't mean to say that.
No, I mean, I'm hearing you say that the people buying the homes right now are the rich people who can afford to buy them as an investment, as opposed to the kid who's 5 years out of college, got a wife, and is looking to have kids, and
they have to save a down payment. They have to have a job. They have to have a credit score.
They have to get over their student loans that are outrageous. They have to have a job which is not available. They've got a lot.
But here's the thing, I think, Mark, and this is really, to me, what the central issue is not about affordability. It's about the desire. In other words, are we willing to be a country of apartment dwellers?
That's a good question. And you know what? The sense that I'm getting is that I know this marketplace, and I know that it moves in 10 to 15-year increments, okay? And when you try to look at month to month, year to year, the idea that the way people feel right now is the way they're going to feel a year from now. I had a great quote from somebody, one of the CEOs in the industry, who said, ask somebody in their 20s what they want out of life. They want an apartment they can walk to the bars to and crawl home. Ask the same person 10 years later when they have a wife and kids, a whole different ballgame. And so if people are taking longer to grow up, longer to mature, longer to decide they want to actually live like adults.
I would have answered that yes until I was 45, but that's but that's just me, okay?
I think a large part of this has to do with the geography. I think that a lot of recent trends have shown that, to avoid a lot of high transportation costs, things like that, a lot of people are concentrating more into the cities and things like that. Are we necessarily going to see people go fulfill those current homes that have been built as a result of the housing boom?
That's a great question. There are some markets around the country that concern me, because their troubles have to do with overbuilding during the boom. Right? There are some places, for example, in Florida. Some cities in Florida got nailed by the recession just because of the market turning down and people coming out of houses getting negative equity. But then you get to parts of South Florida, like Miami, where they built 60,000 condos on the waterfront at one time. Those units still exist. And when that flood of units drives prices down and oversupply, now they become an oversupply of rentals. It's going to drive rental rates down. So I get a little squeamish about the cities that built too much, because they have to burn that inventory off before it's going to get stabilized.
The solution for Miami is just build more bars. Greg, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.